Okay, welcome to a kettlebell workout. Going to be a short workout, and I'm going to give you a little warm up first to make sure that you're all ready and prepared for action. Okay, and the whole workout should probably last about 35 minutes. Okay, so let's start by just bringing the knees up. All right, so this is good to work into the hips. Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot of work with those hips. And then hands on hips, adding a little hamstring curl. So bring the heels up, breathing all the way. And then if you want to add some arms, you can stretch and open the chest and the shoulders. Okay. Keep that core switched on. Very much important when we're doing this workout that we're going to do. Okay, but I'll keep reminding you about that. Okay, and then from there, just tap your feet back, so a little bit into those calves more. And if you want, as you tap back, you can reach your arms out. So stretch out, tap the feet back, open up, chest and shoulders. And then come round, and then just do a little jog on the spot. So we're just raising the pulse a little bit. Okay, so from here, we're going to touch the floor as we squat down. Okay, so you don't have to do this bouncing about. You can always just tap out this way if you want, and you can always reach out like this. Or we go into this little squat. Okay. Mimicking some of the moves that we'll be doing with the kettlebell. And then come back to jog it out again. As you're jogging it out, try a little punch with your arms. Okay, working those shoulders, elbows, wrists throughout. So we need to warm them up. And we're going to reach up as well. Okay, good. Keep jogging it out. So from here, as you're jogging it out, you're going to swing a little leg or swing a leg. All right. So getting the hamstrings going. Should be starting to feel some body heat. Just kick as high as feels good for you. Little jog in between. And swinging the leg. And one more. Okay, good. So come to the back of your mat, if you're using a mat, and just roll down and walk your hands out. Okay, from here, hold that position, stabilizing shoulders, and then twist round. So this will just help us prepare those shoulders and core muscles and the back as you rotate through that middle spine. Stay with your breath. Just open up. And then walk back up. Okay, and just come back again and jog it out. So we'll do a little side to side, reach it down, a little side to side, reach it down. So this is all just raising the pulse. And then come back to the center, stretch those legs out. Okay, nice and wide, and go side to side. So inner thighs, so we're working through adductors. All right, so you can stay with this one, or as you bend the knees, reach with the opposite hand, and reach away and twist, and twist, and twist. Reach, twist, reach, twist, reach, twist, reach, twist. And then come back up, jog it out, come back to the back of your mat. Once again, roll it down. Walk it out again. So nice and stable. Step the right foot to the outside of that right hand if you can. Add just a little gentle bounce, come back, step the other. Okay, so you're going to feel that deep stretch into the hips and into the hamstring attachments there. Keep breathing, we'll do one more. And then walk back up. And roll it up. Okay, this body should be feeling prepared. Always make sure that you do a warm up. Okay, So if you've got a kettlebell, chances are you're going to know what you do. You can also do this with a dumbbell, all right? Or you could do this with, you know, something that you're going to be able to hold on to with a little bit of weight. That might just be a tin or something like that. All right, we're going to start with a swing, and I'll demonstrate the swing, okay, which is the fundamental exercise in our kettlebell. So it's like doing a deadlift, okay? So make sure you bend those knees as you pick up. Okay, we're going to swing through in the in and drive the hips. Drive those hips, come up tall. Remember, you can always be doing this with your 2 hands on your dumbbell. Make sure that that dumbbell is secure. In breath through, out breath up. As you come up, you really want to drive the hips forward. You want to really feel that squeeze through your glutes and your thighs. So it's a minimal knee bend and a maximal hip drive. Just take the kettlebell level with your shoulders, or maybe a little bit higher. Keep your core muscles engaged, pelvic floor, deep abs. We'll go for 3 and 2 and 1. And if you can, try and hold on. Okay? So if you've got the kettlebell, just try sweeping it around. If you've got the dumbbell, then it's going to be a little bit harder. But if you can, just sweep around. What we're doing here is maintaining that engagement through your core muscles, pelvic floor and deep abs. Okay, we're changing direction as well. And it's just keeping you switched on. But remember, at any point you need to, you can have a rest. I'm just giving us a bit of active kind of rest in between. Okay, so we're going to go again with another set of double arm swings. Engage your core, pelvic floor, deep abs. Remember, it's an in breath through, down, out breath up. So it's a sharper out breath. As you come up, straighten up through those legs. Drive your hips. So it's a dynamic move. Strong through your core, strong through your legs. Keep your shoulder blades soft down your back. And just go to a range that feels good for you. Last few. 3, 2, 1. And just hold it there once more. And if you can, take it around. So I'm keeping this workout going with this bit of active rest in between. If you need to, you put it down, you make sure you're drinking and getting some rest in between, change direction. Remember, if you're doing this with a dumbbell or something else, that you've got a good grip. Keep the body as still as possible when we're doing this. And breathe. So with these big dynamic moves with the dumbbell or the kettlebell, you should really feel that we're getting that metabolism going, fired up. Okay, so we're going to try a single arm swing, all right? So you've got to really engage your wrist stronger here, all right? And that feels too much, just continue with your double arm. Obviously, if you've got a set of kettlebells or a couple of kettlebells, maybe switch to a lighter one. Same principles apply. In breath down, drive the hips, out breath. Squeeze the glutes. As you come up, straighten up through the thighs. Last 3, drive the hips. Last 1, and then swap hands. Maybe take a little breather there where you need to. Keep that core switched on. And then get ready to do your second set with your other arm. In breath through, out breath up. Remember, drive those hips on the out breath. In breath through, come up, straightening out. Try not to lean back. Okay, you want to keep nice and braced through your center, in breath through, out breath up. You can always be doing this with your dumbbell. Remember, same thing. In breath through, out breath up. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And now, holding on with both hands. So if it's too much, put the kettlebell down, get some breath, get a drink. Otherwise, if you fancy keeping going, we'll take it back round again. So I'm just going to give you some fundamental exercises today, and then maybe the next one we'll add a few more. So we're going to change direction. Keep the body still. And then come back. Okay, so we're going to go for a second set of your single arms. This time, you may want to change at the top. So we could do it, we can alternate. Yeah. So we change at the top. In breath through, out breath up. Make sure you've got control. If you're doing this with the dumbbell, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend that you just do one arm at a time. Drive those hips. In breath through, out breath up. Nice and strong. Just bring it level with your shoulders or the eye level. If you are dumbbelling, then swap. Remember, at any point, if you're feeling it too much, then just take a breather. Drive the hips. Last few reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And see if you can hold it there. Take some breath, having a rest where you need, or sweeping it around, keeping the body still. So you should be feeling that, hopefully, with those big dynamic moves. Yeah, really getting the heart and lungs going. So it's very much a cardiovascular workout, as well as a strengthening workout. Yeah, all important to keep that strength going. But remember, work at your level. If you're not used to doing this, you're probably going to feel it quite a lot into the glutes and into your hamstrings and all around there in the next day or so. So make sure you're stretching it out. Okay, good. Okay, so this time we're going to do an upright row, but we're going to add a little squat. Okay, so an upright row in its own is this action, and we don't take it too high, okay? So we're here, elbows are high. So we're going to try and add a squat to that. So you squat down, and then come up. Squat down, and then come up. If you've got a dumbbell, you can be doing this with your dumbbell. Yeah. Keep your back straight, your belly strong, chest lifted. Try not to bring the hands up too high. Keep your kettlebell or your dumbbell close to your body, okay? Keep your abdominals nice and strong. And lead with your elbows. In breath down and out breath up. So you're going to feel this into those shoulders. Keep the shoulder blades soft down the back. We'll do another couple of reps. 3, 2, 1. If you're able to, hold on to your kettlebell, swing it around. You've got a dumbbell. Make sure you're doing this with control. Always good to start with something lighter, and then you can build up over time. You've got to have control with what you're doing, and if this is new to you, then you really want to start light. You can even be doing these exercises with nothing, but you could just have a tin or something else with a little bit of weight that you feel comfortable with. Good to do this on your bare feet as well, because it's all good to activate the feet properly. Okay, because we're in shoes, we don't get that grounding, we don't work all the muscles, ligaments, tendon, but you got to be careful you don't drop it. So we're going to do one more set with the upright row. So remember, keep the kettlebell close to your body. Okay, shoulders soft down your back. In breath down and out breath up. Remember your deep abdominals engaged. Lead with the elbows. And if you're doing it with your dumbbell, yeah, that you're not going too high. So try not to hunch up through your shoulders. In breath down, out breath up. Pelvic floor, deep abdominals engaged, chest lifted. Last couple of reps. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. And once again, bit of active rest if you want it. Keep the body as still as you can. And just swing the kettlebell around. Change direction. Remember to have some breath, have a drink whenever you need it. Okay. So, we're going to go with those 3 exercises today. Standing up, we're going to come down to the floor. All right, so we can do a little bit now, just focusing on core muscles. So you're going to take your kettlebell or your dumbbell. I'm going to nut my back to start with. Okay, and we're just going to take it to your hips. So you can also do that with your dumbbell. Your feet want to be hip distance apart. Okay, and we're going to lift the hips. We're just going to come up to that shoulder bridge position and come back down. So you've got your kettlebell or your dumbbell resting on your pelvis. And as you come up, in breath down, exhale up, really lift up, squeeze through your inner thighs, lift the hips, and just feeling that extra little bit of work created by your weight. As you come up, squeeze through your glutes. So there's all sorts of variations that can be done with this bridge position, but we're going to stick with fundamentals today. All good to get that fundamental going. Lift the hips, squeeze the inner thighs. Really work into glutes. Last one. And then come down. And just take some breath. So from here, just going to roll yourself up. So this exercise, we're going to do some Russian twists, as it's called. Now you can choose to do this with the kettlebell, or if it feels too much, you don't have to use kettlebell at all, or your dumbbell, and you could just use a tin of something if you want to add any resistance at all, or something for a little bit of weight. Okay, so we're going to lean back. We're going to keep the feet on the floor to start with, and we'll see how that feels. And we twist. We keep the kettlebell close. Obviously, if you've got a couple of different weights, then use the lighter one and build up. So you get that rotation into your thoracic spine there, so working your obliques. If you want this a little bit harder, you could lift a foot off the floor. Breathe. Obviously, keep changing that leg if you are doing that. If you want more work, you take both feet off the floor and you twist. Okay, work at your level. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great stuff. Make sure you're drinking, all of that stuff. I'm just taking you through these exercises, okay, in quite a short burst. Come back to lying on the floor, and back to that shoulder bridge position. Come up. Now see if you can lift your kettlebell. Make sure that you've got good control of it, or it can be your dumbbell. Okay, lift the hips, squeeze the inner thigh. Take the arms back, inhale. And exhale forward. So you can bring it all the way if that feels good, or you can just bring it back level with your shoulders. Keep the hips lifted, imagining that you're holding something between your knees. In breath back and exhale up and over. Keep the hips lifted, inner thigh squeezing. Anyone who wants more challenge with that could lift the leg or leg long. And obviously changing that leg. Keep the hips lifted, squeeze through the inner thighs. Try not to flare up through your rib cage as you take the weight back. So keep the body as still as you can. And last one. And then come back down. And then once again, roll yourself up. Take some breath, grab a drink, do what you need to do. We're going to do a second set of those Russian twists, okay? We take the kettlebell close, we scoop the belly and we roll back, and we find a position where it's a challenge to hold that, okay? Keep the feet on the floor initially and twist. Keep the kettlebell really close to you or the dumbbell. Try to keep the knees steady. If you want more challenge, lift the foot. Obviously change that foot if you're doing that, otherwise keep the feet on the floor. More challenge still, lift both feet and twist. Three, two, one, and come back again. And bring those heels in and rest that kettlebell down again on the pelvis. Take some breath. Keep your neck long and breathe. Take more time where you need. Lift your hips again up into shoulder bridge. And then from here, keep the hips lifted. We're just going to do a little press away. Press above. Keep the hips lifted. In breath down, exhale, press. Keep those hips lifted, inner thighs squeezing. For the last few reps, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in and roll yourself up. Okay, so we're just going to take the kettlebell or the weight out of the way. And we're going to stretch your legs out wide. Okay, so I'm just going to gradually cool you down now and stretch you off. If you're feeling like you want to do more with your kettlebell, you could go back through that routine again, okay? Yeah, so we're going to just stretch down, and then we're going to come back up, inhale. And exhale, stretch down. And inhale, come back up. And exhale, stretch it down. And inhale, come back up. And on this next one, we're going to go a little bit further. And we're going to hold it. And we're going to try splitting those hands through your legs or your feet. And just stretching out, inner thighs, hamstrings. Walking over to one side and reaching down. Breathe. And walk over to the other side. And push the heel away, toes towards. Send the back of the knee into the floor. And breathe. And then come back up. And bring those feet back together and give them a little shake out. And come round onto your knees. Okay? So we're going to come up to a high kneeling position. We're going to step your right foot forwards. And then we're going to sink the hips down. Okay? So just feeling that stretch through your back leg into the hip flexors there. Reaching your left arm up. So your right leg is forward and you've got your right hand on that thigh. You're reaching up with your left arm and you're going to reach over to the right. Okay, and deepen that stretch. And now you're going to twist to your right. So your right hand comes away, your left hand goes to the outside of your right leg, and you twist. And you breathe, hold it there. Or reach for your back foot and lift it up and add an extra stretch. Breathe, front thighs, hip flexors. Now straighten out through the front leg and add a stretch again for hamstring. Pull your chest down. Hands can be on the floor or on your leg. So from here, we're going to bring the foot back. Now we're going to take it into a yoga stretch, pigeon posture. So you step your right foot to the outside of your left side of your mat. Place your hands down and let your knee drop down. Okay, now stretch your back leg away, reach it away. So this front foot, if you're more flexible, will be further forwards towards your hand. Don't stretch your knee, okay? If you're really not liking that pigeon posture, as you fold over, you can do a figure of 4 stretch, okay? When we're here, lots of work into the glutes on your kettlebells, so you know, we'll come up to figure of 4 stretch, or we're into pigeon. Breathing. So release from wherever you're at, and then come back to high kneeling. And then step your left foot forwards. Send the right knee away. And sink down into the hips. Keep the left hand on the left thigh, and take the right hand up. Take a nice deep in breath, stretch over to your left. So you're reaching over, adding that stretch. Now you're going to place the right hand to the outside of the left leg, and you're going to reach the left hand behind. And you're going to twist, you're going to hold it, or you lift that back knee up, that left foot up, and twist. Front thigh, hip flexors, breathe. And then try straightening your front leg, and draw your chest down. Hamstring stretch. Toes towards, heels away. So we're going to bring that foot in. We're going to step that left foot now to the outside of the right side of your mat and drop down. Main thing when you're doing this pigeon is finding that position for you, obviously, bringing the foot further forwards and then maintaining active back leg, either top of the foot or ball of the foot, and folding. Again, if that's not feeling good for you, you lie back and you're doing your figure of 4 stretch. Bringing the knee in and then reaching forward the other leg and really stretching out, because you really use those glutes through this session. Really important to stretch out as much as you can there and keep doing that throughout. And like any new practice, if it's fairly new, then you will feel that you'll feel different muscle groups. So lie back, and then we're going to come back up and round. So hands at the front of your mat, tuck your toes and lift your hips to downward facing dog, okay? So draw your belly in, lift your hips high, push the floor away and lengthen out. Same time, open those shoulders and breathe. Now you're going to take your right foot a little bit further back and then hook your left foot round and then stretch that heel. So again, we've worked into lower legs as well, calves, Achilles, heels, all of that. So stretch it out. Change legs, left foot down and right foot hooked. As you're doing it, keep lifting your hips, pushing the floor away. Come back to your down dog. Take a nice in-breath with the heels high, and on the out-breath, stretch your heels down towards the floor. Obviously, if it's too much with those legs straight, bend your knees and keep pushing away. This is more of your iron dog position. Now walk your hands to your feet and roll up. Restack your spine. Okay, take your hands behind you until it's your fingers and stretch through your chest and your shoulder muscles. Take some breath there. And then bring the hands forwards and until it's your fingers. And tuck your head and stretch and open up through your trapezius. Okay, so stretching those shoulder blades apart. And then take the hands behind the head. Elbows wide, little side bend, and look up to the opposite elbow. And then come up, inhale, and then looking up to the opposite elbow. And then come back. And release. Take the hands onto the small of your back. Draw the chest open. Turn the head one side. And the other side. And again. And again. Release. Shake it out. And then we should be done. Okay? So that's the first of your kettlebell workouts, and I'll add some more. All right? So well done. Thanks a lot. See you soon.